Hey everybody, happy Thursday. It is Thursday, February 19th, 2026. Thank you, God, for another day of life. Thanks, God, for giving breath in our lungs today. To God be the glory. I'm here because of God. Um, thanks, God, for another day of life. Hope y'all are doing good. Let's get into the trades for today. Today I'm in the red, primarily because just started recklessly trading, revenge trading after taking losses on sub $1 stocks. So just to give y'all actually let's go into analyze each trade. So um here we had this was Ruby. Um Ruby, I was interested in it if we had reclaimed the 4.2 level. Well, that was later. But I saw that this had gone up. We had this key level right here. Um So honestly, not too much range to work with. That was a 10-cent range. Um, that's starting something I'm starting to pay a lot more attention to is the range that we're in, because really this is realistically a 10-cent range, which is what leads to such low P&L. Notice that these ranges aren't really worth it. Like, what do we have? 10 cents. This is where risk reward gets really important, because I mean, I can potentially see a 10-cent gain, but I'm risking, 20 cents. So the risk reward isn't there. Um, that's a big lesson that is very important, is pay a lot of attention to the range that you're in, how much potential room you have. Because this doji right here is giving us a signal that we have a level of resistance right here. And in order for us to make profits on a correct move, we need to be able to have range. So there was no signal here. This had pulled back all the way down here. Let me pull this chart up. What is this, Ruby? Okay, so these long wicks are actually not correct. So this had pulled back quite a bit. Where are we at? This is 8 o'clock. This had pulled back quite a bit. We had a clear level of resistance. Um, we had pulled back to the 9 EMA on the 5-minute. So I had no signal here. No signal on the 5-minute. I mean, what would have worked, which worked after, is we did see this pull back into 21 EMA, and then we were getting a squeeze in between the 9 and 21 EMA on the 5-minute, holding a level of support. And then we had shot up through VWAP and EMA, and then we were holding it. That would have been a much better trade. That was a breakout trade. So we have multiple things going on. We have a pullback to the 21 EMA, a cross VWAP, a cross 9 EMA, pullback to the 21. It was holding a previous level of support. So we had confluence of 21 and a previous level of support. And then it was squeezing between 9 and 21 EMA. And then we had the crossover and then squeeze through. So in the future, I'm looking for the pullback to touch 21 EMA plus level of previous support. And then what we want is we want to get in. So once we have this level of support at 21 and that previous level of support, the previous candles. So right here, to explain, guys, this right here, previous level of support. This had pulled back down here. So not only have previous level of support, but we also have EMA. So that's a level of support where we put our stop, right? um, so let's say we had put our stop. On my screen, it's 3.156. This didn't come down all the way here. I think this is a dupe. So that would be our stop area. And then we're looking for a breakout of this zone right here. Realistically, actually, I mean, we've got range all the way up to here. That's our range right now. So this is pulling back. We have confluence right here. So we have this area of confluence, which is what we need to see. So that's our level of support, right? Pull back, respecting the 21, respecting. So there was no reason to get involved here because all we had to support was a 9 EMA. And we also didn't really have, we had no signal. Like, we had absolutely no signal when I get in here at 8. Yeah, we had no signal. I mean, we had a doji pull back to the 9. I had no signal of getting in here. None. That was my first trade. Yeah, absolutely no signal. This was a deep pullback, no signal. So what we want to see is that pullback to previous level of support plus the EMA there to hold it down. So that's confluence. And then what we also need to see is a strong breakout reclaiming those levels, reclaiming VWAP, reclaiming 9 EMA, which it did here. If you can't see VWAP, I don't know why VWAP isn't showing. Yeah, for some reason VWAP isn't showing, but let me see if I can add it. Not showing. But VWAP is running through here. This candle right here reclaimed that. So we've got to see a 5-minute reclaim first. And I noticed that when it does, it tends to pull back. Here, this would have been too much of an early entrance right here because it tried to reclaim VWAP N21, but it didn't. It got sent down. Then it tried again right here and it closed well above. Then we've got pullback. So then we want to see reclaim of 921 VWAP. On the 5-minute, that's a clear close above. And then there's going to be a pullback, but if our stop is wide enough, then we can handle that pullback. We would have put stop right under here. We never got stopped out. Another pullback to the 21, and then it shot through. And let's analyze this. So let's say we had gotten, even right here, right? Let's say it was breaking out. We would have waited for the close, which was right here. We're looking our target. So our risk reward is 1.15, nothing crazy. But let's say we got in at the pullback here, pulled back, spiked up, probably get in right here, right? Then our risk reward ratio changes to 1.39. So still not crazy. But that's just a much better trade than what I took. I had no signal. Next, Um, Here, got in, quickly got out. This was one of those times where I jumped the gun on the 5 minute. So this was impulse, pullback, no signal. So here, what I was going for was a reclaim of the 9 EMA plus VWAP, but getting in the middle of the reclaim fails because we haven't confirmed. We haven't confirmed that it closed above, and we haven't confirmed volume. High volume is needed to confirm that. So if it closes with, okay, so that's what I'm changing in the future is not jumping the gun. I need to wait for the candle to close. I need to add that tag here, honestly. How do you say? Pre pre candle close. Add that. Next, TRNR. Lost. So it's like I'm up a little bit, then this stock takes me out, takes me for a ride. This is a 60-cent stock. So as of today, I'm no longer trading stocks that are under $1. Hold up, I'm gonna pause this real quick. And we're back. Yep, so next trade TNRN. What was my plan here? So reclaim VWAP. My plan here was if it reclaimed VWAP at 0.57, then had room. It went up, pulled back. So this broke out. What happened here? Let's see. TRNR. I got in at 810. So it looks like this thing was just breaking out. It had high candles and then just suddenly broke out. In hindsight, there's no reason why this should have broken out. In hindsight, like look at these long upper wicks. So just decided to break out. This is a stock under $1 again. So these are the types of stocks that I don't have mastery over right now. They're just very volatile and inconclusive. I mean, random stuff can happen like this. Like, look at these long wicks and then a joke. So randomly decided to break out. I got into the very top of the breakout, quickly got out. This was a breakout, no signal. So it was not a system trade. I mean, could have been better was it pulled out, breakout, wait for the pullback, deep pullback, which we like. Deep pullback represents opportunity. Deep pullback here. And then we wait for reclaim of VWAP, which we did get on the 5 minute. We got a reclaim of VWAP, and it just popped through VWAP. First, it popped through 9, then the 21 EMA, and then the 50 EMA. They were all stacked against each other, and then just popped out. So these candles on the 1 minute, as you can see here on that move up, it was actually really too close to the opening bell, and I don't like holding positions right at the opening bell, but this is in the future, if it's not next to the opening bell, you can see what happened here. Closes on the 1 minute above these EMAs, just clean closes. So this could have been an entry signal, maybe get in right here, but we do have this area of resistance right here. Um, say if we did get in right here, put our stop at the low of that candle, we'd be targeting this high, which is a 2.67 risk reward. We like that. So in the future, we had the breakout. We didn't get a pullback. So this would have been an ideal pullback right here. Like this would have been an ideal entry with a stop underneath here because we have double support right here, stop right here, entry right here. This would have been an ideal entry from a pop back up, but we didn't get that. So we go down, we go down. So we got the deep pullback. All these right here are fake outs, stop traps. So that's why it's very, very important to wait for the 5-minute candle to close. Like, so important to wait for the 5-minute candle to close during like battles for EMA and VWAP because a lot of it is noise or false breakouts or stop hunts. That's what happened here. So rookie moves is to get in right here before the thing closes. Here we got a close at its high, small candle, small wick above. So it's important also in that battle, once we do reclaim, to pay attention. If we do reclaim EMA and VWAP, pay attention to the close of the 5-minute and the 1-minute candles because we would like to see closes at the high. That's signaling a potential breakout in the bullish direction before we get in. So big change here. I mean, this was just a breakout, no signal. Wait for the pullback after. And wait for 5-minute candle to close. Next, made a little bit. This was breakout on the 1-minute. We had the pullback. This was a good one. I like this trade because I remember it had broken out, and then I was sitting here, and I was like, I could feel it. Sometimes in momentum, like you can feel when the breakout is going to continue and it's going to pop. So this is what happened. So we had this area of support that we wanted ideally this to retest back to this area right here. That's a fine area of resistance that now turned into support. So we see that it pulled back into it and it was holding on the 1-minute. You see that? What that looks like, I mean, we didn't get like a full pullback candle, but we got a wick on the 5-minute. And what I really like about this pullback is it's tight and compressed. So when this is like, and it's represented through dojis. So so if we have a breakout, we see that the pullback is very tight and compressed dojis, and it's holding a level of support, then there may be a sign of another breakout. So, and that's in the form of the 1-minute of a wedge right here. So as you can see, we were holding that level of support and we were making lower highs, but we were holding that support. So it's compressing, it's squeezing between the 9 and the top of this range. I got in as soon as it popped, got out as soon at the top, managed as well. got out at the first trend bear bar that I saw. Um, got out break even. So this was a system. This was a breakout pullback to support with a wedge. What we didn't see here is we didn't see large, just like very large trend candles on the pullback. What we saw here was decreasing volume, buyers holding that level. And then I managed this really well, honestly. Managed well, got in and got out, um, moved stop up to break even, and then took all at break even. So this is momentum. This is a breakout pullback. I like that trade. Next, lost some money on Ruby. Let's see what happened. On Ruby, we've got ourselves. We had the breakout pullback. I got in. I got out. So here I didn't respect my stop. I would have caught the breakout very well. And so I had the right idea when I get in. I got in at 828, right? So got in, it pulled back. This is the importance of a wide stop at a strategic point. Because if I had truly respected my stop down here, which I had set initially, then I would have been in the money and would have seen that pop up. But I got in here right after this, so I seen that had pulled back. It was holding the EMA and VWAP. Went slightly below VWAP, but popped up off the 921 EMA and 21 EMA. So here, this was system because we had the pullback. I got the signal, so yes, it had a pullback, and then we had a signal candle that bulls are reclaiming that the bulls had reclaimed the 9 EMA and VWAP. So they reclaimed, and on the 5 minute, we had a close at its high. And volume is also volume wasn't that great here, honestly. Volume wasn't spectacular, but I still took the trade. You know, sometimes waiting for everything to line up, you'll never take a trade. So what I would change here though is the best trades are the ones where I'm going in and I have a strategic stop at support. That's it. Like when I have a strategic stop at support, that's doing few things. It's giving me a plan. A, B, I have a place to get out that's strategic. So that it's also C, keeping me in the trade for longer. So here without a stop, what happens is you get emotional, you see the thing going down, you think it's gonna crash, but I didn't have a stop right here. I had no reason to get out right here. I had the right idea, but I had no stop. So to change in the future, a stop at a strategic point of support is very important. It's as important. I mean, it's the part of the plan. It's part of a true game plan. Without a stop, then you're flying blind. You don't know where to get out, and you're gonna leave trades that could have worked, and you're also going to be in trades longer than you need to be. So it's a double-edged sword here. It keeps you in trades longer, and it also takes you out of trades faster. That's the importance of a stop. Um, just writing this down. Yeah, so if you're learning anything here, before each trade, you must have your stop loss set. Because if you don't have a stop loss, you're going in, you're most likely trading emotionally. So this was a system, but there was no stop. I'm not gonna add that as a tag. I'm just gonna momentum. This was a pullback with signal. My signal candle here was the close above the EMA at its high. Got the pullback, but here just respect the stop. So we're down a little bit, then I re-enter the trade and then quickly get out. So here is another example of emotional trading. I got in, quickly got out for no reason. Like there's no signal here to get out. I got in at the break. Great. I got in at a clear break of um, EMAs and then quickly got out. That's frustrating. These are impulsive trades. I can tell. This is impulsive. No. Because if I know this is impulsive because of how quickly I got in and out. On the 5 minute, yes, we have that bear candle, but it's low volume. We're reclaiming on the 1 minute. We reclaimed on the 5 minute our VWAP. On the 1 minute, there's a clear reclaim. Clear reclaim on the 1 minute. Pull back to the 50 EMA. And it's stacked. 9, 21, 50 VWAP. All stacked in our direction. So before that, we were hovering over right here. Look, we're hovering. Okay? But as you can see, we've got higher highs and higher lows set. So we're in a very subtle uptrend. And that's important to pay attention to, a subtle uptrend. Subtle uptrend, what is that? That's a wedge. So pay attention to this. Subtle uptrend, we're squeezing, we're squeezing. I mean, we could have taken an entry here, right? That could have been an entry. And then where's our stop? Strategic stop would have been set at the low of the original move. So this is an important learning point here, guys, is you got to pay attention to the subtle uptrend on the 1 minute. That's what the 1 minute is used for. The 1 minute is used for that we are in a subtle uptrend. And to have a clear point of our stop loss, right? See, because what we've got here, we've got the wedge. So here I can tell you that this was an impulsive move because I got in at the break, then quickly got out. My stop loss should have been down here. And if that was the case, then let's say that was my stop, and then what was my target? All the way up here to previous highs. I would have had a 1.5 risk reward. That's great. It's not 2, it's not 3, but it's better than 1. And in this game, better than 1, we're working with it. So this was not system, this was impulse. Clearly no stop loss was set, or no game plan. I didn't identify the subtle uptrend in the moment, so really got to pay attention to the 1 minute details that are hinting at the 1 minute is really giving us clues as to what's happening. So the 1 minute is giving us the structure of the wedge and higher highs and higher lows, forming an uptrend subtly. And then combine that, right, with combining that with, I mean, you can see on the 5 minute, it's very, like on the 5 minutes, it's harder to notice. Like, look, on the 5 minute, guys, that right here is very hard. It's difficult to see that, that's what's happening. And to see up here, subtle higher highs and higher lows. Look at that. And from here to here, like that's such a subtle change of character that is really, really going to be the lifeline for successful momentum trading. These subtle, very subtle changes of character. So the subtle changes of character on the 1 minute are the clues to get involved in a breakout before it happens. So we've got two strategies here that we're forming, right? We've got the subtle, we've got the pullback, and then we've got buyers. So we've got the pullback and then buyers reclaiming these points and then breaking out. Or you have the pure breakout, pullback, gap up that you get involved with. So here is one strategy. Here's another strategy right here. This breakout compression right here. So breakout, clear pullback, breakout, right? But then you've also got this longer game where buyers are taking control here as well. So we've got lower lows, lower highs. Then we've got wedge formation here. 1 minute, we've got clear break over all of the EMAs. If you got in here, stop loss would have been set down here. I mean, these are just much better, much better positions to be taking, guys. Like, I mean, look what we've got. We've got a 2.86 risk reward ratio on a deep pullback that formed a wedge. We know where our stop is. We have a reclaim. Man, it's just like the strategy here is clear. It's just either breakout pullback or deep pullback where buyers are reclaiming 9 and 21. Here we missed that. This could have been a potentially, but it was an impulse. I'm gonna. So next we made some. This was breakout. So this is another example. Okay, so we've got subtle higher highs, higher lows. Subtle higher highs, higher lows, compressed by these dojis. We've got increasing volume right here, decreasing volume. This is a breakout, pullback, breakout strategy. This is a breakout. This is a breakout pullback. Yes, this is system. Why or why not? So we got the breakout, right? Here we got the breakout. What was this? Ruby? Here we got the breakout. It was holding a level of support that was previously created. What did we get in? Right here. So what that looks like practically on the 5 minute, if you're wondering what that looks like, how to catch these breakouts on the 5 minute, which I caught this one. This was good. What that looks like is that. That's what that looks like. That. A lower wick after a breakout. We have breakout. You wait for that lower wick. That lower wick is represented in the 1 minute by that. Look at such a tight doji. That's a beautiful pullback after a breakout. That's exactly what we want to see. We want to see long lower wicks showing support at a, oh, by the way, a previous level of resistance that we broke out of. Right here. Look how that aligns. So we've got a previous level of resistance that is now support and that we're holding it, okay? With such a tight doji formation on the pullback, it broke out again. I got out a little bit here, moved the stop loss up, didn't get out right here because we had dojis again. Knew that we could see another breakout. Got the breakout, then got out. Perfect. Manages very well. So this was system. Got the breakout pullback. So few things had to happen here in order for this to be a successful trade. And we'll break that down. One, okay, so here we missed this pullback right here. We were actually, there's two strategies at play here, okay? So one, what happened was we missed the pullback, right? Sad. So we missed a pullback. We missed a breakout of key levels, okay? So right now we're feeling FOMO, okay? And this is where rookie traders blow up their account. This is where I'm still working on managing. Feel FOMO. I want to get in right here, right? I want to get in the duration of the breakout. I'm missing the breakout. It's such a good move, yada yada, whatever excuse you're gonna give yourself to get in, all to get in right here and then have the pullback. You lose money. So we missed a breakout of key levels. We're feeling FOMO. Second, we observe the FOMO and don't act. Okay, why? Because this is systematized to take our money at the top of breakout. So then we wait and observe the pullback character, right? Okay, we see a few things. We see tight dojis. We see lower wicks at our previous level of resistance that is now support. And we also see subtle higher highs. Main thing is the doji, see tight dojis and lower wicks at that resistance and subtle higher highs. Then we wait. So then we set our stop at a lower wick that was created, right? And then we pay close attention and get in at the squeeze. How do you know the squeeze is coming? You see it happening. You see all these buyer rush in. You see a flood on the time and sales. Boom, you get in. Then you manage the trade. Okay, you get in on the 1 minute. You manage the trade on that 1 minute. And how does this trade get managed? One, we take 50% off. Move the stop loss. Move stop up to break even. 3, I wait for one big trend red candle, or you could have used this point right here as a new stop. Either way, you continue to manage it. See, this is a textbook breakout. Then lost some. What happened here? So we had our pullback, deep pullback. Now I'm looking for a reclaim of EMA, which it did. So we got a clean breakout, pullback. This is a sub $1 stock, which no longer doing those. So let's say I had got in right here, right? My stops right here, I would have been stopped out, but I would have taken profits up here if I had got in right there. Pullback, we get up a little bit more. I got in the middle of this candle forming. So I didn't wait for this 5-minute candle to finish forming. Didn't wait. So if, let's say I had waited a little bit and just got in right here and then had my stop down here, I mean, what are we looking at? With a target up here, we're looking at a 2.3 risk reward. So I can tell you that this is not a system because I had no stop loss set at all. No stop loss was set here, guys. None. I got in. Oh, also no stop loss set. Got in the middle of a 5-minute candle. do I have? I need to add this tag. Pre-candle close, impulse. This was something that is just ruining my account is getting in before the 5 minute candle closes. So if I keep doing that and getting in at the that's the big rule of today. Wait for the 5 minute candle to close, man. My God. Every time, every time. Wait, you gotta wait for this 5 minute candle to close. Also, wait, so big rule for today. Set stop. Wait for support at 5 minutes. Wait for support and set stop at support. These are just fundamental things at this point. It's like, come on. Wait for the 5 minute candle to close. Wait for support and set stop at support. Okay? Those are like two key things that if I had just waited for this candle to close, I would never have gotten in here. Because we quickly got flushed out. That would have allowed me to get in here. Those are the three rules of today, guys. Wait for the 5 minutes candle to close. Wait for support. Set your stop at support. You must have a stop to make the trade. Like we can't be going in on trades without a stop because that means it's an impulsive trade. Use the 1 minute to find subtle changes of character and wedges. All right. Those are the rules for the day. There's two strategies that I'm working with here. I'm working with breakout pullback or breakout pullback and squeeze up higher, or deep pullback and reclaim of EMAs slash VWAP. Okay, these are the two working strategies that we've got. We've either have something breaking up and squeezing out, or we're working with two strategies here, guys. Breakout pullback and squeeze, or we're getting a deep pullback and reclaim of EMAs and VWAP. That's it. I got in the middle of a 5 minute, in the middle of a 1 minute, by the way. Joke. We're extended off of EMA, we're extended off of VWAP, flush. Would have been better right here. Or right here. Alright. So pre-candle close and it was impulse. Then we made 22 bucks on Ruby. Got in, got out. This was definitely an impulse trade. For sure an impulse trade. I can already tell you why, because I got in right after a very bearish candle. I thought we were going to have a pullback to VWAP. Very bearish candle with actually the highest volume of the day. What would I change here? I mean, we can test VWAP, but not after a bearish candle. So this was impulse. So we made one big loss. Then this is where impulse and revenge trading comes, because I'm buying in the middle of a bearish candle. What is this? TRNR. What time was this? This was 9:45. So we were going up. This is under $1 as well, and then got flushed. Got in, got out. Did I have a signal? Bearish candle, smaller. So higher volume, smaller volume. I was ignoring all signals. This was completely a revenge trade. Ignored all signals. What signals do I have here? So we're in the middle of a 5-minute candle. Bearish. We are also, by the way, extended off of support. So we don't have a stop. We don't have a level of support close by. And also, by the way, we had a bearish trend candle on the 1 minute with high volume. There's just absolutely no system here. Completely revenge. Then got in at the low of a bear candle, then quickly got out. Did I have a signal here? So this was a deep pullback. Got in the middle. No, this is impulse and revenge. Then lost some more money because I'm getting in. So we break out long lower, very long upper wick. Is this TRNR? Well, that's on the 1 minute. Yeah, no, I completely. This is revenge. This is just a series of revenge trades. Revenge. Well, we had no breakout. No, I thought we were. What? Pullback. Reclaimed. What time was this trade at? 9:10. Yeah, there was no. I mean, I'm ignoring a blatant signal right here to not get in. Okay. This is me revenge trading. So notice how one bad trade now led to a series of 4 revenge trades with absolutely no strategy. Again, where I get in here, nothing going on. Revenge. What is this? KNRX. Got in at the top of a breakout. So not even at the top breakout, but even more within a breakout. That could have easily just turned. Got in, quickly got out. This was revenge. There was no stop here, no strategy. Got in at the top of a breakout, got out. This is revenge trading. There's no system here. This is just getting in at the top of a. I mean, there could be a strategy here. Sometimes this works. Sometimes getting in. I mean, at such a blatantly like 5-minute candle closing at its high. 5-minute candle closing at its high. I'll give it to it. So 5-minute. So if I'm getting in a breakout, I mean, gotta see a 5-minute candle close at its high, like right at its high. So that's another lesson. I can get in. The only time we get in during a breakout is if it closes right at its high and only with 1/4 of our investment amount. Um, then again, got in, thought this would work again. Let's see on the 1 minute what happened here. This was a stop grab for sure. Yeah, got in right here. It's breaking out, got in, got flushed. This is revenge. Yeah, guys, so to reinforce the rules for tomorrow, we gotta wait for the 5 minute candle to close. That's taking money. Waiting for support and setting our stop at support. So this is important because that means that buyers are now retaliating, sellers are diminished, and we have a stop loss. Stop loss is what makes a trade. Use 1 minute to find subtle change of character in wedges. So really pay close attention to the details that the 1 minute is giving us to see that we have a change of character. This is specifically for the deep pullback reclaim of the EMAs. The breakout pullback is more fast paced. We don't have really time to draw wedges out and stuff like that. That's more paying attention to the nature of the pullback and the size of the candles. The pullback reclaim VOA's volume and the type of candle closing at its high. So yeah, big learning day to day. The thing that sent me was revenge trading. How would I prevent that in the future? I'm not trading stocks below $1 for now. And also, if I get a big loss, I gotta set like I must set like a 10-minute timer before taking another trade. I'm curious. If we look at our trades from so we were doing pretty decent. So things started to go downhill at what time? At 10:15. Like 10:05 is when I was first in the red, right? So 10 o'clock, we're break even close. Then 10:05, one big trade. Okay. So look at this. So 10:05, then I took another trade at 10:07, 2 minutes later. Then 7 minutes later, took another trade. Then 3 minutes later, took another trade. So in the span of these, it was 2 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes, 12 minutes. So 3 trades that cost me the day happened in the span of 10 minutes. That's what revenge trading looks like. Honestly, probably wait 20 minutes before taking another trade. All right, guys. Hope y'all learned something today. Have a good one.